This is part 1 of the Behavioral Economics Basics series, and today I will be talking about bounded rationality. Bounded rationality is the concept where people can't make fully optimal decisions because of certain restrictions. So this is because the world is a very complex place, so it's just impossible to consider every single factor that goes into a decision. So rather than making ones that are the best possible outcome, people tend to make ones that are just good enough. And this is a very natural thing because, as I've said before, it's impossible and way too time consuming to consider to predict every single outcome and try to pick the best one out of that. So even though it has a negative connotation to it and implies that people make bad decisions, it doesn't actually mean that people are irrational. It just means that they're just being more efficient in their decision-making process, and it can even be good depending on the situation. So, for example, rather than extensively researching every aspect about something before making a decision, they can just rely on past experiences to help them make more efficient ones. An example of this is if I were to have orange juice and I also had apple juice. Rather than kind of like researching and considering and thinking about everything about orange juice and apple juice, like, oh, does orange juice give me more vitamins than apple juice? Which one tastes better? Which one is more worth it for the price? Which one is made by an ethical manufacturer? Which one is higher quality? Rather than thinking about every single one of those aspects, people can just rely on their past experiences or preferences. So let's say I see apple juice and orange juice. Rather than doing all that, I can just think, oh, I like orange juice. Okay, I'm going to pick orange juice. Like, that's not necessarily a bad option. It's good, but it's not the best. But we don't need to make the best option for day-to-day choices like apple juice or orange juice. And it can actually make our lives a lot more simpler and more efficient. That's it for this video. I'll be going into mental accounting in part 2. Thank you.